up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by my channel, Esteemed Queen Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below so that way you get to know when I post all of my tea talks. I just got to make sure, I got my card in there. Anyhow, I hope everyone is doing well, love, and light. Good news, prosperity, and health coming towards you, okay? Can you believe, like, before you know it, it's going to be September, and literally it was just 2020. But hey, seasons come, days go, years fly by. So just be mindful of your time, okay? Be mindful of your time. Y'all, go ahead, get your water, get your wine, get whatever it is that you're sipping on, get it and bring it close. I have a very interesting tea talk today. I'm loving the topic. I'm loving the message. I'm loving the delivery. I'm just loving the overall report card of the assignment. You know that feeling you get when it's kind of like you holding your breath when you know your teacher's passing out the graded papers and you thinking like, rest assured, C's get you passing, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, yeah, D's, you don't want to take those home, but C's you can explain, But you hold your breath to anticipate this grade that you either feel like, you deserve more or less, but you kind of find out you get an A. Like, you done held your breath, almost passed out, no one knows CPR, and yet you're just shocked because overall it's just like, for you to be able to get an A, right? The A is like the highest grade on the pyramid you can receive for a symbolism of excellence, of you being able to master something, you understand something, you've accomplished whatever that curriculum is of that assignment, and that assignment you understand its curriculum. Amen. Amen. Okay, but it's the feeling. It's kind of just like, you almost about ready to run home. You can outrun the bus getting home. Like, you so excited, you just pumped because it was just one of those things you least expected, and you got this extra win, So we need to talk about that feeling when it comes to you, having a situation maybe similar, if not something close to relatable. It can be personal, it can be professional, but it's just needless to say, when you decide that you don't know all the answers, you don't have all the answers, and you decide to take, like I said in my video, how to bounce back and how to level up. Sometimes, people don't understand that you have to sometimes take a step back. The quarterback takes a step back. He aims, then he throws. He don't just take a step back and toss it. He don't just take a step back and toss it. No. He got to be sure he turn that hip right. And then he proceeds. And it's the same thing when it comes to this topic. Before you're able to move forth, as far as whatever it is that you need to do, or whatever it is that you want to do, you have to proceed first through whatever assignment it is that you need to master first. Okay, so whether that's you being a nice person or being a firm person, that's you making sure that you understand what you're talking about before you come into a conversation. This goes for you going back to school, like the little girl I heard on the radio, she hauled off and said she has her studies in alphabetical order. I said, go ahead, girl. She said, we are going to slay 5th grade. Go ahead, I hope you do, So when we get to the point where we just kind of feel like, you ever feel like something's going to happen, but the difference between you being ready is that it's a two-step thing. You have to get prepared in order for you to fully get ready. So we need to talk about a couple of things. Meet you at the crossroads. Like, yo, I was sitting here writing out a couple of different things, and that's all that kept coming in my head. And that song, if y'all know who is by, y'all all right with me. But needless to say, at some point you're going to have to take a stop, a stand. You got to look both ways before you either cross the street or make any sudden decision. But every cycle you go through has those stop signs. But the more we're asking, the more we're looking to, like, request and affirm from universe or what may have you to add into our life, we have to realize the responsibility that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? So we need to talk about the railroad. Yeah. Crossroads is nice, but bitches, we need to talk about the railroads. Okay, now I am just going to go strictly off of my experiences. Now, anyone that knows of me knows that I love being busy. I love staying busy. I love what I do. I love everything that I have dedicated and committed my brain to absorbing, to learning, to educating myself, to manifesting, to showing others how to do that. I was willing to open up myself to be a vessel to gain all of these things. So as I add on, like I've been doing since this channel, like I told you, when I first started, I had one and like 2 pieces of equipment. Now I have 3, and I have a full production, 2 full production zones that I have to manage on top of other things since then. Like, a lot has happened behind the scenes. So like I said, I think a couple of videos back, when it comes to me not being up here, sometimes it's just me really just breathing out of a paper bag. It's really just me just trying to make sure I keep my anxiety at a real minimum level, because I decided to take on so much. And I decided to take on so much because I knew what it took to get ready. Amen. Okay, hold that there. Hold that piece there. Now, with me being missing in action, yes, we all can be burnt out, but there's also, if you go over to my Cooking with Stella channel, there's many of a different way I can still have my glowing skin. I can be able to work on my sleep regimen and still get everything done and still have time for whatever I need to do in my personal time. It's all about what you eat, and it's all about, how you doing it, So needless to say, when it comes down to me wanting to make sure I'm aligned with what it is I'm supposed to do, all of that is necessary to make things grow. Now, when I'm missing in action, that's what I'm doing. Other things of mine are growing. So when I come back here, pretty much we're just going over a lot of confirmations and wisdom, and a lot of hot pots I ignored when I knew they weren't cold. Amen. Amen. Now, one in particular story bringing us into this tea talk is the fact of the railroads. Railroads are able to get things many different places, have many different uses. The one thing that happens to railroad tracks is what? You have to worry about the maintenance. The maintenance. That's a lot of, stress and movement when it comes down to that mechanical mobile just coming back and forth, and then you see the trucks on the railroad track type wheels or whatever trying to service it. Yeah, because it's tired of taking people back and forth, taking things back and forth. Eventually, when you continue to be the person who's railroaded, you get tired of always being a person that help people get back. Let me stop. Okay, get it together, Mr. Rail. Get it together. Okay, so this, yeah. So let's get it together. Okay, let's get it together. Can somebody please give me a paper bag? Please get it together. Okay, so that's where this topic is leading to. Okay, if you're not careful, you'll be railroaded. You will not be a person to be able to enjoy the scenery and the fruits of your labor, to be able to relax and not have to worry about your longevity being threatened if you don't realize what's being able to take you back and forth. Or someone else can very well take your joy right away as you weather on the bottom and no one cares until it's time for, scheduled maintenance. It's up to you. But needless to say, when you are able to see someone is trying to put you at a crossroads of, if you learned your lesson, to either be the people enjoying the scenery or the person being used to go back and forth, I had to really pat myself on the back, because I learned a lot along the way. And even then, I had to appreciate the fact that my dad was really big on saying pat yourself on the back growing up, because believe it or not, people on earth, there are some people on earth that are not going to give you your flowers. They know you deserve them. They know that you've earned them, but they just don't want to give them to you, because if they give them to you, they don't have nothing for themselves. Speaking of which, that comes into the first thing. You need to speak up for yourself. Your voice is your confidence. Your presence makes a statement. Recently, my biggest thing when it comes down to like business or personal, there needs to be clear, straight out objectives across the board. Okay, I don't really think microscopic as much as I used to about things that I want to do with my businesses and my companies and helping people and establishing my brand, because I know a community, it can start with one person, but I don't want to stop there. So in doing so, and me knowing that I have genuine, authentic work that I have results for, what you're not going to do is decide that you're going to take a gamble and a risk of thinking that if you play passive, I don't mind the aggression. Like, you look at me, a lot of people look at me and think I'm a poodle, pretty much. And so when I speak up, and I'm like, no, that's not right. This is what it is. Like, I have a background in everything across the board that I need to, don't need, not require, prerequisite, not a prerequisite, however you want to put it. I know enough to know you damn sure not about to sit here and look me in my face and try to tell me you're a sheep. And a lot of times when we get to those crossroads of wanting to continue to be a railroad or be a person to enjoy the scenery, it's always a wolf or wolves or packs of wolves that bring us there. And believe it or not, we're always quick to say, oh, it's so lonely because our friends, we thought they were our friends and this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something. You can have a whole big ass thing of hyenas, but let one lion see that whole entire pack, especially if, let's say, for instance, that baby cub is your business, it's your home, it's your priorities, your responsibilities. You really think if that lion got mad enough, you really think them hyenas is really gonna haul off and, get in good? No, they gonna be wearing an ass whooping all the way back and hungry. And that's the same, it has to go for people. Now, people, this is what I've learned about railroads, because sometimes people don't understand the thing of, even though it's a railroad and it has multiple functions, this is the one thing people don't understand is you can either purchase a one-way ticket or a round trip ticket. It's up to you. If you're only coming towards me with the intention of putting me in a position to have to really look at my character and then judge you off of the fact of your intentions are not as gentle, your intentions are not as gentle as you came off, I have every right to get on a one-way ticket, get a one-way trip ticket and walk right off into the sunset on you. I won't pick up the phone no more. I won't call no more. I won't check on you no more. I won't do none of that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, all communications cut off, because what is the point of you communicating and dealing with someone you don't trust? What is the point of you communicating with someone who's just going to run you back and forth? You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, your feet, what you got going on, your purpose is nothing but a metro bus stop waiting for the next group of people to pick up and let them ride you around and drive and ride all over you until it's either time for you to fill up, and you don't know how. You can't get gas for free these days. So who gonna fill into your cup if you keep giving what you have to everybody? and everybody that you helping really only out for themselves. Because if they weren't, trust me when I tell you, I don't mean no harm, but a person who's not trying to think about negative conflict, they bring up a conversation about it. It never pegged nobody in the room that this is something that this person thought of. The moment that person close their mouth and leave that room, everybody's going to have a different look at the person once they blink their eyes again. Bump what it is, this person got on. Did they really say what they said? Yeah. Now, your perspective and your look on them is different. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to these railroads. When these people finally put you in a place where you're at a railroad, or a crossroad to be a railroad, you'll notice, you'll start looking at them different. Because you didn't expect that out of them. Somehow, some way, you're still holding your composure, but it's baffling because you didn't expect that out of them. Yeah, because you know why? They were dressed as someone you could recognize. And then once they were able to recognize who you were and be able to really cross-reference to make sure, what they threw out there is giving them exactly what they're looking for to come back. Now you're starting to see little red line, little red riding line. Go back to that video. Yes, y'all. I caught me a little red riding line. And I left it all in the wind. Left it all in the wind. Because, see, you can't assume that when people find out that you're deceiving them, you're going to go through with whatever it is y'all agreed upon. Especially if you breached a contract. Regardless if that agreement was verbal, written, you name it. But when you feel as if like you can put someone at a crossroads to see if they are going to let you walk all, let them walk all over you. Homegirl was still setting shit up and still was like looking at me like, you still gonna come through and do, no, like, look, you ain't got no budget. I can't talk to you if I don't hear, no invoices being paid. Okay? No invoices being paid. I don't move. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but student loans will make you always feel like you in a pandemic until you got to pay them, until they paid off, however you want to see it. But like I told her, you need to work with some nonprofit organizations. You don't need to be out here trying to tell a business, go ahead and pretty much just like, girl, child, look, we're going to go over to Patreon and finish this up. But needless to say, when you continue on as if like your intentions is for this person to be your transportation back and forth, for you to do what you want to do, and it's not supposed to matter, a person that's really passionate about who they're becoming and what they have let go of to have room to become better, they take not only that as an insult, but they also, it can be a trigger. And so where you're looking to close and conclude a conversation, Tiki Tom Bombs won't even try to entertain, won't even breathe your direction. Not because of the vulnerability of the situation, but for the fact of it's highly imperative that a person that can be triggered by someone deceiving them, making them feel like they need to be a railroad, putting them in that predicament to feel as if like, well, look, you're going to let me do it or what? Nah, that can get you hurt. That can get you hurt. So, people got to be careful, yo. Yes, you need to speak up. You need to speak up. It's not going to hurt you to say yes or no. It's not going to hurt you to say no. I've done a plethora of videos on that. There's power in that. Don't let anyone take your power away. If you know up front how you sold your product and how you said you wanted to establish a relationship, you don't let anyone tell you, hey, I'm going to step over your boundaries and I'm going to make you compromise. No, in the words of J. Cole, you have the right to what if they get in your lane? You know it. And it is what it is because they were intentionally wrong. They came incorrect from the jump. So when you speak up, you either, this person either cowards and they go on by their business, or they drop it all together. You know, you ever notice someone who's been found out, they always quick to have an explanation, but you text them good morning and they don't say hello until damn near nighttime. So, you know, miss me with all that. Miss me with the Blues Clues, okay? Miss me with the Blues Clues, all right? So, yeah, speak up for yourself. Your voice and your stance prohibits you to becoming uniform to what you don't like and actually being railroaded for things you don't believe in. You know, a lot of people, for instance, think about it. A lot of people, you know, they get into the street gangs. They get into the street life because everyone else around them has succumbed to it. But they all go to the same schools. They've all been to the same schools. They all know the work. They just didn't want to put in the effort. You can put in the effort. And the moment you realize you can put in the effort, you can see all of the opportunities you can go out there and achieve and accomplish and get for yourself. And it's not a thing of you having to go back and help those people. It's just a thing of you realizing that you put in the work. So when you put in the work, regardless if that's your character, regardless if that's your outfit for the day, if that's you actually meditating before you go to work, knowing that 9 hours can literally turn anybody, ooh, Lord, 9 hours can literally make anybody go loca. Okay, especially if they're doing it with good intentions in their heart to take care of their family, this, that, and the third. They want to be treated how they want to be treated, and yet you damn near spitting and talking shit to them every hour. It gets hard. So we have to understand that it's putting us at a crossroads. Even though we want to backhand the hell out of people for making us feel like we are being belittled and coward because other people prefer us to stand and walk a certain way, we have to get used to being able to even say, because I tell folks real quick, I may come off abrasive, but this is passionate. I don't mean no harm, but this is what you get. Everybody gets this once I check you out. Once I check you out, I'll you know, scale it as I need to. But as far as I'm concerned, that's just what it is. It's just like, it's okay for you to have a voice. It's okay for you to exercise it to protect yourself, but it's not cool for you to overly use it and, you know, you magnify your authority and, you know, it's the complete opposite. Be careful of that. Remember, if your ambition is your locomotive, get to where you need to be first, or you'll always be the one transporting others. And I refuse. I didn't work too hard. A lot of y'all know my dream entrepreneurship workshops. I have a couple of different ideas coming soon. But needless to say, that was the business entity that really helped me look at myself yesterday and be like, you know what? I'm proud of you. I'm real proud of you. I really am. Because 3 years ago, whoo, child, yesterday happened yesterday, 3 years ago, baby. I don't know if I would have no bond, some bond, or a little bond, but I think I would probably be in there for a couple days. Because I already know how a lot of my friends are. They're going to be like, Ashley, you need to sit there and think about what you did. But needless to say, thank God for therapy, counseling. Thank God for it. Thank God for it. Thank God for support groups. Thank God for it. You know, it's never too late to change, because again, that was the environment around me, and I was at a crossroads with my life where I can continue to clock in and only enjoy a fraction of my life and have the majority of it controlled by people who couldn't even go home and enjoy a whole 24 hours themselves, or I can get my crap together and realize I don't even come from certain sticks of the woods that I'm dealing with. So entertaining it came from some type of worldly distraction. You need to get back on track, so then that way you can get back to what was giving you peace, butterflies, and all the bacon you can eat in life. And that's exactly where I'm at. So it's kind of just like, yeah, in this situation, me coming back to my peace is full circle. I can see all the different ways I've had to, you know, wage war and battle to be able to win that overall victory of being my happiness and my peace and being content. but also there was a lot of warfare being able to get to this place. And this is why I am so adamant on making sure, like, I write down all my lessons and I come to y'all and I explain these things to y'all. Because when you're not aware of how to go through the woods and what to be aware of, you liable to really freak out and lose your shit over anything. And it's time out for that, because a lot of different things are about to happen. A lot of different things are about to change. And by all means, go over to my third channel Thought Messages. That may help you too, because some of my lessons actually come from there too. Just insight, just guidance. There's nothing wrong with you having guidance. There's something wrong with you abusing the fact of you can bend it to however it is that it works for you. Bitch, that's a fable. I would think so. Because half the shit that happens in them Aesop fables ain't happened nearly in my life. I ain't waiting. I ain't suggesting. I ain't asking. I ain't requesting. I ain't claiming. I'm just saying. So, whew, I think that's all my notes, y'all. I think that's all my notes. So, needless to say, y'all tell me what y'all think down below. Whatever, think of it like this: anything that aggravates you, anything that elevates your blood pressure, that's a crossroads. That's a crossroads. You gonna continue to let your blood pressure go higher. You can't wear them nice old strappy sandals on your feet, or you gonna haul off and keep calm and understand the Lord is open like 24/7. He do not go to sleep. And he damn sure don't use no self-checkouts. Then he got real live angels clocking in and out for you. 2 for every person. Bam. 1 in your front, 1 covering your back. So as far as I'm concerned, every time someone puts you at that crossroads, every time something is trying to see if you can be a railroad for negativity to come back, have a hole open up to let negativity come through, how you gonna handle it? Because that crossroads, it can make you a railroad, or you can enjoy the view. Some things aggravate us only because, honestly, we know we're bigger than that, but we don't elevate to another world of adulthood in this world. Like, today could be your birthday, tomorrow is Sunday. Like, you don't go nowhere. You're still in the same place. You're still on earth. The bill's still coming to the house. So we have to think again. Think of that statement where it's just like, look, be around like-minded people. You don't want to be railroaded. Be around like-minded people. And if you can't find people that have that mindset, that don't want to be railroaded, child, go sit in a room, get you about 4 or 5 mirrors and surround yourself. It does not take a lot, but everyone's trying to be a lot. So the most genuine things, the most organic things, the most purest things are so hard to duplicate. And there's people that are willing to pay the money for whatever it is, and people are willing to nurture relationships for whatever reasons. And in this case, there's things out there, there are people out there that want and desire that same passion of happiness, pursuit of happiness, and wanting to live better. And it's okay if those people don't come in herds. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. It is okay. You know, you don't want to be everybody's friend, because then everybody's your enemy. No, you don't live longer living in clusters. You don't live longer. You do not live longer living in clusters. But if y'all split up and have a plan, and whoever meets back, make y'all peace and dues before y'all go in the jungle and do whatever. Now, there's more than one way to get things done, and there's more than one way for people to come together and get a mission complete. But who is going to be on the railroad and who is going to be in the bus? Someone's going to enjoy the view while someone has to rough the ride. And that's what crossroads do. You want to see what's on the other side, or you want to continue on this bumpy one? It's up to you. It is what it is. You know. So, y'all let me know down below. Be sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. And I will talk to you all later. Bye.